The increased presence of herdsmen on the streets of the nation's capital is a source of constant worry for residents of the Federal Capital Territory. However, the Minister of the FCT has asked them to move the cattle out of the metropolis. On this week's edition of Focus on the FCT, our next report looks at the indiscriminate cattle grazing in Abuja's city centre. This is gradually becoming a familiar sight for many residents of the Federal Capital Territory. Cattle cohabiting with human beings. They disrupt car movement and litter the streets. This has raised serious concern among residents.
It's a national embarrassment for cows to be allowed, cattle to be allowed in the streets. In advanced country, you don't find such things. It's only in Nigeria you can find. And of course, the cows you are seeing, they are not owned by those poor people carrying them. They are the big men. Abuja Environmental, I think they are doing their best. But unfortunately, most of those cows are owned by the big men. The bourgeois, they own it, they know it, everybody knows it. You don't own a cow, I don't own a cow. The people carrying them are being employed. And that is why they allow them. When they arrest them, the following day, they go to release them.
Cows can be reared in local villages, not in the city. This is the federal capital of the territory, referring to Nigeria as a country. So whoever coming as a foreigner come to the city, you understand, and seeing cows on our streets of the city is not a good thing. So they should maybe have a grazing area, just like other countries that they have ranges, all of those things. I'm sure it's good for them.
They should make laws that will restrict them, just like we have had it in Ekiti State. We should have laws to do or to restrict that movement of those animals. If by so doing, if they must create ranches, then they should create ranches.
It's bad that the cows will be fighting with pedestrians and road users over government-constructed roads. And for the FCT, they've given instructions severally that since they will start enforcing the laws. I know we have adequate laws, but they will keep telling us that if you see a cow, you should kill it and all those stuff. But you will still go out, you will still see cows on the road. They will stop traffic.
Cattle grazing is illegal in Abuja city centre. But the recent surge has raised questions on what the FCT administration is doing to address the menace.
There's no capital city in the world that you will see cattle walking across the road and weaving through traffic just because they are following the grazing path. So it became necessary for the Honorable Minister, Malam Mohammed Musa Bello, to come up with that directive that all cattle rearing must go to all cattle grazing must go to the grazing area, that they should leave the city center.
The Abuja Environmental Protection Board has a task force that includes security operatives to enforce the directive of the FCT administration, but that has not yielded much result. Instead, the herdsmen argue that there is no place for them to go.
Ya ber ta gurama mu a cikin garin nan don ba wurin da muka so ne banda nan ne aka haife mu nan ne mu yi wayo. Taimake mu dai mana abinda ya kamata ba mu da wurin kiwo gashi nan duk wuraren da ja mu kiwo gwamnati ya karba.
As part of efforts to totally stop the activities of the herdsmen, the FCT Minister, Malam Mohammed Bello, directed that the cattle must stay away from the city centre.
We all agree that really the issue is that there is no way in a modern city like Abuja that animals will compete with vehicular traffic on the streets. It's simply not acceptable because one is even dangerous to the animals. And we try to explain to them that basically this is all done with safety in mind. That's the paramount thing because it's our duty to save lives. So we said if a stray animal is on an expressway and God forbid a vehicle hits that animal, chances are of course the animal will die, but the occupants of the vehicle also most likely will not survive, especially on an expressway. And I think they understood very clearly that in city centers and on the expressways, it's not proper for animals to stray. And that's something, that I thank you very much, and we've been able to discuss at length. And also, it brought to the burner the need for us as an administration to try as quickly as possible to fast track all the grazing reserves that are already in place within the territory, the one in Gwagwalada, the one in Karshi, the one in, Buhari, and I think Kuje area.
A total of 33,485 hectares have already been earmarked for grazing reserves to cater for about 7 million herds of cattle in the FCT. Well, thank you as always for your mails. Keep sending in your views and comments using the email address and Twitter handle on your screen. Also, be sure to share anything happening within your locality. And don't you forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. Make a comment after viewing any of the videos. And remember to include your name and location. Well, thank you for watching this week. I'm Gloria Umezuke. See you again.